Amy Archer-Gilligan was an American serial killer in the early 20th century whose story became one of the darkest chapters in criminal history. She committed her crimes at a nursing home she managed in Windsor, Connecticut. Between 1907 and 1917, Amy poisoned dozens of her patients, leading to her arrest and conviction. Archer-Gilligan's story inspired the play and film Arsenic and Old Lace, which depicts similar events, albeit in a satirical manner. Early life and establishment of the home. Amy Doherty was born on October 31, 1873 in Milton, Connecticut. She grew up in an ordinary family and married James Archer in 1897. In the early 1900s, the couple opened a nursing home called Archer House in Connecticut, promising care and attention for the elderly at the twilight of their lives. After James's death in 1910, Amy continued to manage the home alone. Later, she remarried, choosing Michael Gilligan, a wealthy widower, as her husband. Deaths at the nursing home. The first suspicious deaths began to occur shortly after the nursing home opened. Patients started dying one after another, and soon the local community took notice of the high number of funerals held at Archer House. Amy skillfully concealed her involvement, attributing the deaths to natural causes, typically age and illness. She actively used her authority and status to gain the trust of the relatives of the deceased patients, convincing them that old age was the cause of death. Amy offered clients a lucrative scheme. Elderly individuals could make a one-time payment for lifetime care. However, after making this payment, many of them died under mysterious circumstances, allowing Archer-Gilligan to inherit or take personal belongings from the deceased. Suspicions and investigation. Suspicion began to grow after relatives of patients started asking questions about the causes of their loved ones' deaths. The large number of fatalities in the nursing home over a short period was particularly alarming. In 1914, the death of a wealthy resident became the final straw that prompted an official investigation. The local newspaper Hartford Courant published a series of articles titled, "Can We Allow These People to Die?" drawing public attention. Autopsies of some victims revealed traces of poison, arsenic, and strychnine. These substances were known to be toxic at the time, and their discovery in the patients' bodies became key evidence. Amy was arrested in 1916 and charged with murder, trial, and sentencing. During her trial, Amy Archer-Gilligan was accused of murdering 5 patients, although the actual number of victims could have been as high as 48. The prosecution focused on several key cases where poisoning was confirmed. As a result, she was sentenced to death. However, in 1919, she successfully appealed her case, and her death sentence was commuted to life in prison. Later years, Amy Archer-Gilligan remained in prison for the rest of her life. In 1924, she was declared insane and transferred to a psychiatric hospital, where she lived until her death in 1962 at the age of 89. She never admitted her guilt, leaving behind a legacy as one of the first female killers whose actions became nationally known.